Zero sound issues. I promise.
You know, I highly doubt that.
Oh, don't talk so quietly. They'll think you're like low
I'm-
on the mic volume, please.
Okay,
Don't ASMR
I'm just
them.
scared. I'm just scared
Uh-huh.
that I'm gonna like destroy people's eardrums again. You know, I don't want to do that.
Chat, we didn't scramble today at all to get the stream going. I promise.
It wasn't sound issues though. It was this.
It wasn't sound issues. It wasn't eardrum issues.
It was this goddamn game.
I gave the sound check a solid like 8 minutes on my own before Hannah came to the studio.
Truly, we had too many issues to do a proper one.
We had too many other issues. And Hannah's nameplate is lore accurate.
Yeah.
Screw.
Why are we here? Why are we playing this game?
See, I was told by the studio head, actually. I had a little talk with him last Friday, just a semi-standard one-to-one feedback session, evaluation talk, whatever. And one thing he said is that just from his perspective personally, like this is not something that he's thankfully brought from outside, I hope, because if he has, I think my job is, I am in danger for this job. But one piece of feedback that he had personally to me was, I've seen some of your content and I've watched some of Snoot's old content and tried to lurk a bit. Do you guys not like Satisfactory? It's like,
well, it's totally a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Definitely not our honest opinion in any way. Yeah.
So I told him that trust me, like if you can't be doing this job if you like actually dislike the game. It's impossible. You can't. You wouldn't last.
No. You would probably get a burnout and depressed very quickly.
Yes. Well, Snoot did get burned out and depressed quite quickly. So in his, I can't speak for him, but
the signs are there.
Yeah. We do like the game, but not Snoots. We can't talk about topic X nonsense. Well, I'm sorry to say, but the very first question I saw in the Q&A today is, when does 1.1 hit live? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't talk about that today. Oh, well.
We don't know.
Oh, well. I'm happy to carry on the tradition. Hello, chat.
Yep.
How are you?
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Oh,
yeah.
Ouch.
Okay. We are there yet. Totally, we're there yet. On experimental alias. Let's stop.
There's too much things to be fixed. That's one of the talking points of the State of Dev. One of my small reminders of State of Dev. Thank you, Maindra. It's true. Week 1, by the way. We sent him home. If you know, you know. A talking point of I can open with this immediately before we go back to the little small talk. Experimental is experimental for a reason. We have all the reason to believe that this EXP session of like a major update being on EXP is the most popular yet, just by sheer player count, the influx of players since 1.0. And that's awesome. It's hype as fuck. Dope. Thank you so much again for the reception. 1.1 has been a pleasure to deliver so far. I'm not sure, like the consensus among some talks is that stuff is very borked on experimental. Not all of it. Like the game is actually running pretty smoothly, all things considered, on EXP right now. With some issues, very much in-your-face issues being shown there, of course. But that's the point. That is the point of experimental. This branch exists for people who are interested in the early look into new updates, to have the ability to do so, while also helping us just find issues much more quickly, rapidly, to pinpoint what's going on with the game.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
There are a lot of what we call edge cases, things that only happen in very specific combinations of I don't know, features, but also events. You know, it's kind of part of the idea. But also, of course, experimental does give some time to process feedback and not just do bug fixing, but also feature tweaking. And that might introduce some more bugs on the way as well until we've polished those out. And it's a matter of sort of distributing our time and energy. With we're trying to work on a lot of different things at the same time. So some things might have to move a little slower while other things move a little faster. It's always a game of balances.
Yeah. What is SOD? State of Dev. I should probably just written State of Dev in the Steam title. Yes. Or it could be Season of Discovery, depending on the game you play. So yeah, if some issues are as glaring as they are on EXP right now, are that glaring on live, that's a problem. A more immediate problem. But don't be freaked out if stuff is seemingly in places quite broken on EXP and nothing is being rushed about it, because again, that is, at the end of the day, kind of the point of the EXP branch.
And exactly. And before we roll out a fix, we have to make sure that fix doesn't break anything else, and that takes time too. Like, we don't want to just keep adding things on the fly, because that might actually cause things to get worse. So we have to be kind of cautious and go through some checks before we submit anything. And even then, we most likely we don't catch everything most of the time, because we're just a handful of people, or like 30 people.
Circling right back to what Hannah said in the beginning of this explanation, the fact that this game is huge. Like, it's
ridiculous.
Big. And it's been a talking point for a couple of reasons recently. Completely off topic, kind of, but also not really. The fact that it's odd for this, like, it's odd for this team to be this small, considering the size of the game, both quite literally, like the size of the actual game, and also the success of the game. But sheerly internally, even if you count, say, I don't know, like, well, yeah, internal testing is what I want to go with that. You can't catch everything in a game this size with updates this big.
Aliana Flynn, that would be me, and you're welcome, but also, you need help.
Oopsie.
Please get help.
So, yeah. How are you, Hannah, today?
I am in my Satisfactory hater mode right now, so don't ask me anything.
Oh, don't go talk to Robin today, please.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, you work with technology, and then technology decides that it doesn't like you sometimes, and then you have days where you could do a task in 5 minutes, in theory. But in practice, things go different.
Things go awry, as it is.
Something that has been interesting, though, is that like a bunch of us have been attending a few conferences recently to, expand our brains and gain new knowledge. And there's an accessibility conference going on right now that's being streamed from London. So a bunch of us have been watching that. So my brain is full. It's very full.
Brain porridge. Yep. Did I miss the release date of 1.1? No, you did not. Thank God, because if you did, I'd be fired.
Yes. Yes, Eliana, we're aware that Ada misspells some like words and names. It's because something weird happened with the audio for some of these for all of the voice lines, because none of them got all of them got the placeholder audio and not the updated one. We don't know how this happened, but we have been fixing that since. So that should all be like better very soon. And no, little bits, me being a hater about Satisfactory does not mean I'm making a new map, all right? That's not, those two are not connected. No. They can be, but they're
not. Playing on that hate and actually explaining that hate and why it's so relevant today is the fact that the stress of the stream prep today was about the game itself. Again, sound and cameras be damned, they are actually perfectly fine, and the sun outside is only helping mellow out our lighting. We look fresh as fuck today, I'll say. No, we try to set the game up today for the stream, and let's point at the agenda. Is it this the correct hand? It is. Quickly for that. State of Dev like usual, and then you see Q&A land right after SOD, which is unusual. This is usually the last segment. But we figured Q&A would be better in the middle, because it would be more clunky to segment away from this thing, a little something, into Q&A. A little something will start at 17 sharp Swedish time in 35 minutes. And that little something was gonna be us playing Satisfactory on the EXP branch together, showcasing how to play the game, if we even can play the game, me and Hannah, on controllers. And then...
That would require the game to launch. Which is where everything went wrong.
Game doesn't launch, a game doesn't stream, game doesn't download, a game finally does
only
launch,
on this computer.
Only on her computer.
There's we don't know what it is, but something's going wrong. And it's so classic. It's beautiful. It's the developers of this game can't launch this game on this computer. It's wonderful. This is what we mean.
God's green irony.
We don't even know what the heck's causing it. We have switched it off and on again, yes. Thank you for that advice.
I did consult the very copy-paste document that I send to people when they send me, like, yo, the game doesn't start, questions. And that document sucks because it didn't fix my issues. So
it's wonderful because especially like if you work in technology, you know this issue intimately because like if you're the person working with a thing, that thing is determined to cause trouble at inconvenient moments. It is determined to show you just how many ways it can't work. It's wonderful.
Have you asked the devs? Yes, that one is fuming right now.
Like the amount of cardio I did to try to fix this is actually very unreasonable.
So yeah, the plan was for us to stream the game together from the studio. We still plan on doing that. It will still happen, except we'll take a little like segment after Q&A to let Hannah relocate to her actual workstation.
You'll get me, but like on SD, not HD.
Yeah, 240p and all that. Yeah, she might hang out here for a bit in the studio while I get the thing running and stuff, but then eventually she may or may not move. Maybe we can actually make it vibe with only me playing and her commenting. We'll see. But yeah,
we'll take it as it goes. We're just gonna try to figure it out.
Music Man Lockston, thank you for the raid. How was your stream?
Thanks for the raid.
Thank you. Hope you had a great stream, and welcome in one and all to talk about streams, threads, miseries, 1.1 talks, Q&As, and much more. That much more being a gameplay showcase a bit later. That's it, honestly, for the like opening act of the stream. I'm kinda I'll be real, chat. State of Dev, obviously there's a lot cooking with this game out on EXP right now, some of which you can even see in patches. Last patch being, I think Guru mentioned throwing up a small, it might even have been like a behind the scenes update today to fix some more acute / maybe not so like major issues, but still like fairly acute. But otherwise, I think the last major visible patch was Wednesday last week. So I'm thinking we transition from State of Dev right into Q&A and kind of merge them into one. Boop!
Yeah, we've kind of been doing it a bit of both.
Yeah. But before we start the Q&A proper, I want to do one more shout out as well towards the 24th of April. That is next week, late next week, Friday, I believe, Thursday or Friday. I'm gonna actually
pass it on.
I'm gonna fix this. It's a Thursday next week, where Pass It On starts once anew and runs all the way into May. So if you want to sign up for that or just hang out and check it out, then do check out the Pass It On website. I'm sure you can link it in here, Van. And if you can't, then I can do it for you. But that's going on, so do check that out if you are interested. Satisfactory.